police people. That the kind of story my people will listen to. Students not go read the school, not read the 16 billion. Black people so lie in the street, read the 16 billion. Paper people eat the read the 16 billion. Musicians say not benefit, read the 16 billion. We want a 16 billion to make an amero. We want a 16 billion for people in Lofa. We want a 16 billion see heroes of killing people. That's why it's not a joke. I'm talking Jaraco. My Ali. Gloria, bring our money back. My Ali. Gloria, we want our money back. My Ali. Gloria, bring our money back. My Ali. Gloria, we want our money back. Tell me for control where I was 60 billion. That's what that any bonnet of that way they 60 billion. Not the part daily minister for the 60 billion. They have can tell us we not get no 60 billion. Not making fun of what coming from 60 billion. For what for the meme, Sako me, for what for security, a flying will continue. My Ali, Gloria, bring our money back. My Ali, Gloria, we want our money back. My Ali, Gloria, bring our money back. My Ali, Gloria, we want our money back. Yeah, MC Carol, I'm saying bring our money back. Silent individual.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women. Welcome to Attorney Commander Galpohkpa Chesson Talk Show. I'm sorry my hair is looking a little green. I tried to set up my board this morning, but you know when I put on green, I had to set it so you couldn't see through my uniform. So excuse me. I'll work on it tomorrow. I'll come home with my hair looking a little whiter. But for now, let's hang it. Good morning. TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. This is the last day of the week. And we begin our show today with some bad news coming out of Africa. There is a new COVID-19 variant in South Africa. Right now, countries are banning nations in the South Africa region, Lesotho, Burundi, Namibia, and South Africa from traveling. We don't know what kind of news this is for the whole of Africa. But just from learning that this variant is starting in South Africa does not fare well for my people in Africa. We thought we had escaped this COVID-19 disease. But now with this new variant coming out of South Africa, in the heart of Africa itself, we don't know where it's going to go, how it's going to affect the rest of the African continent. So for my people in Liberia, take heed and govern yourselves accordingly, because you never know what we face. Okay? Also, in South Korea, COVID-19 is raging hell there too, because of some religious sect. Fortunately, these people have kept themselves. So in Seoul, the capital city of South Korea, this disease has not spread, but it is bad within the sect. So fortunately, this religious group has kept to itself and kept the disease from spreading throughout the rest of the capital city of South Korea. We also know that in Australia, Solomon Islands, they're having a massive protest there. This is the third day of protest in that country. Among other things, they're protesting against the country's relationship with China. They are calling on the president or the prime minister to relinquish ties with China. So this is a new thing. In Africa, we call it the Chinese. In Australia, on Solomon Island, the people are saying, no, we don't want no Chinese in this area. We're tired. We're tired. We're tired. So they're going after the government. They're going after the prime minister. They want him to resign and all of that. And touching on Solomon, Mike Solomon in Providence, Rhode Island, is calling a meeting next month of his friends because he wants to run for mayor of the city of Providence. Actually, this is long overdue. Michael Solomon should have ran for mayor of Providence a long time ago because he has always been one of the most influential figures in the city of Providence. And especially for us in the immigrant community, especially the Liberian community who know Mike Solomon. Sorry. I know I keep saying Solomon. Mike Solomon, he owns Ribs, the Ribs House in Oniville. And he has been a fixture in the city of Providence forever. So, since I mentioned Solomon Island, I got to talk about Mike Solomon. Okay? He's one of the supporters of the community. And now he's running. Decided to run for mayor. He's having his friends come together next month to let us know his decision. And I'll just pass it on to you all. Okay, that's a community man who has helped us forever. So, whenever you call on Mike Solomon, he always delivers. So, I just want to pass that out there. My topics for today are Country Devil interrupts activities in Lofa County. Number 2, free Liberians. And 3, a forsaken nation. Let's start with my first topic. Yesterday, we woke up to news that the country devil in Lofa County, which we call the country devil, some Liberians are pissed off about that because country devil is a white missionary connotation to the Zoos. Those are Zoos who are our traditional priests for the religion of our tribal religion. And most people in our society don't know that our tribes, the Zoos and all these Zoos, are part of our indigenous religious practices. Everything that has to do with juju and voodoo, all of that, that's religion. Yesterday, I was thrown into the channels and I heard the EU ambassador talking on ELBC and talking about female genital mutilation. This man knows nothing about African culture and religious practices. Female genital mutilation is a religious practice of some of the tribes in Liberia. That's why for so long we have been unable to stop it because they have always claimed religious grounds. So we can't touch it. And once it's not detrimental to the lives of the people, we can't stop it. And it's not. Okay? Maybe the methods of doing it have to change because of unsanitary conditions. But besides that, if it's religion, we can't touch it. Okay? So We see that it's simply happening up country. We got this, our election activities going on, other activities going on in Lofa County. The country devil, we call it country devil under the Christian principle, but it's not country devil. That's the zoo or die zoo for the traditional society. So the die zoo comes out, and now everything stands still because once the zoo is out, we call it, just for references, clearer references, I would call it country devil. Once the country devil is out, men, women cannot come around. So when the devil comes out now, during this era of our politics and interaction in our cities, everything stands still. People got to go into hiding. The devil cuts you, you go into the society booth for 3 to 4 years. You're a kid, you go in there for 6, 7 years. So these are the rules of our society. Now we have the female devil and the male devil. The female come from the Sunday society, the male from the Poro society. Right now, the devil is in Lofa County. Nobody goes there. Everybody's scared. Not even men can come out. And this is not right. This stalls our whole country, the economy, everything. And nothing can be interrupting our economy. The economy of our nation cannot be stopped for any reason. When we stop our economy, it destroys our country. It destroys the business era, the business sector. It destroys supply and demand chain in our country. We can't continue to do this. And these are the things that break our country down. These are the things that add to the stealing and the negativity in our country that tears it apart. We can't continue to do this thing. We know we have political problems. There are ways to deal with political issues other than shutting our country down. This is not good for Liberia. Now we know that Brownie Samuka issue, this whole issue with the Nimba Lofa situation evolves because of the Brownie Samuka saga. Brownie Samuka was the former Minister of Defense. He went and opened, without any authority from law or color of law, he went and opened a savings account for soldiers that have been sent to do peacekeeping mission around Liberia. To him, it was a good initiative, but it's against the law. There was no power on the law authorizing Brownie Samuka to open an account for soldiers. He did that ultra virus, the Constitution and laws of Liberia. They took that initiative to do that, which was wrong. We have laws governing our nation. We have rules. People don't just jump up and say, oh, we'll do this because it's in the best interest. No, you can't do that. And this is what's killing our country, because people get up and just do things. Whether it's in the best interest of our people or not, we have laws that govern our society. And individuals cannot just get up and decide what they want to do. You can't do that. And when you do that, it comes back to haunt you. Now, the country devil, all these people out in the street on bullshit because of some foolishness Brownie Samuka did that were against the law. You can't do that. So they went and opened this account, say, for the soldiers abroad, so when they return, they can have their bit of money and all of that. No matter how good it is, it always ends up into something else when it's not sanctioned by law or authorized appropriately. something always goes wrong. That's why we don't like for people to make laws or do things on their own when they're running our government. Follow the law, follow precedents, follow what you're supposed to do. Don't do anything else for peace sake, for love, for nothing. It comes back to haunt you. Now they want to open this account, they took $20 for each one of those soldiers pays each year, each month, which they had no authority to do. And that's why Barney Samaka got to return this money. He had no authority to do it. Happy News you. Just by opening that account, you set up the precedent for trouble. And trouble came. You set the people money aside, that money grew. Ellen Johnson saw it. Or Ellen Johnson said he saw it. And she went, instead of even asking if she could use that money, she went and committed the Liberian military to some peacekeeping mission she had no money for. Now they come to pay the money, she won't take the people pay. This is not government money, that's the people's salary. Bernie Samaka had no right to tamper with the people's money. You'll see the thing? It's that me and you working for our money and somebody tampering with our money. After the government had taken our taxes and everything, and our money is supposed to be in our account, who gave Barney Samaka the right to go tamper with the people's money? To open an account. He got to bring the people money. You can bring the damn country devil. You can bring any damn shit out. We got to bring the people money. Because you can't be playing with our people money when there's no law giving you the authority to do that. You don't have the authority. Why you want to play with the Liberian people money? Now you go set up this account. Once you touch the people money and set up an account, you're looking for trouble. You're looking for trouble. Because you know Liberian people cannot see money sitting down and leave it alone. They got to either steal it or try to take it for some reason. And that what happened. That what happened. He took the people money with all authority, opened a bank account, put $20 each in there each month from the people money, and that money grew. And now Ellie Johnson said it, then saw it, and started making plans to use the people money. Now they can't pay the people their money. And the people got to get their money. And Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and Barney Samaka responsible for this money. If George Weah made, that's not George Weah obligation. Yeah, he took on the initiative to pay and pay the first 400,000 or something and stop and say he wasn't doing it no more. So you got to pay the soldiers their money. That money is out of the Liberian government coffers. It has nothing to do with the Liberian government. That money has to do with citizens of the Republic of Liberia, money being stolen by Barney Samaka and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. So how do they rectify this thing? Our country now suffering because of the failures of our leaders. I mean, we go through this thing all the time, every time. We can't benefit from nothing. We go through it all the time because of indisciplined leadership. Because of leadership that does not take the people into consideration when they're making laws and rules and regulations, or they try to bypass the Constitution and laws that are already in existence and try to do what they want to do. You can't do that. Now, Barney Samaka brought all this thing upon himself. Why do we have to suffer for it? Why do we have to suffer for it? And that's my only point. I don't care about Dole and Weah and Ellen. I don't care. You'll bring the people money. I don't care. Nobody gets no damn job until you bring the people money. You can bring the country devil and everything out. Barney Samaka owe the people their money. You got to bring the people their money. Let him go to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and let them and make all the people money and give it to them. But why should our poor soldiers suffer? Why should the poor Liberian people suffer for the mess of our leaders. And we come back here to the same thing. Who to blame? Who to blame? Somebody got to be blamed. Somebody got to be responsible. And this is the problem with our country. People do things and they don't want to take responsibility for their actions. And things just die down. We all people think, no, people got to take responsibility. Y'all got to pay the people their money back. People got to go to jail. That's corruption. That's tampering with things that you have no right to tamper with. Brownie Samaka had no right to tamper with those people's money ab initio in the first place. When you tamper with the people's money in the first place, when you have no authority, you got to answer for it. You can bring the damn country devil up. You can bring everything out you want to bring out in Lofa County. Brownie Samaka and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf got to pay for those people's money. They got to pay the people money back. And not on the mind wash would it go free. Not on the mind wash. Because our people cannot continue to do these things. Our people cannot continue to take the laws in their hands and do what they want to do and put our Liberian people's lives in jeopardy. The people leave their money. We got laws to protect our soldiers and their money and things. Then people that take the money and use it and think they can get away with it. They can't. They can't. And people got to be punished. We got to punish people for it. Whether that's the right punishment or not, I don't care. I just don't care. Brian Samaka and Ellie Johnson Sirleaf got to bring the soldiers' money back. I don't care. You can bring all the damn devils up. They can dance on their heads. They can do the wow, wow, wow. That money got to come back. Go to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and sue her. And you'll bring that money back. That money is not for the Liberian people. It's for the soldiers. They deserve their money. Brian Samaka had no right tampering with those people's money in the first place. When you minister, it doesn't give you the right to make laws and make rules and regulations at initio outside the Constitution. They don't. So when you get up and take the initiative to do foolishness, and you know the people money is in safekeeping for them to come home and get their money, then you take it, you say you want to go open saving account. You know when you open saving account, you open another worm. Again, people see that money, they want to steal it. That's what happened. That's what happened. Whether they use it for the right purpose or not, that's not our business. The reason is that money was not supposed to be touched. That people's salary. There is nothing in the law that allocate that money to be put aside. And Brandon Samaka, when he touched those people money, he is responsible for the money, for that money. He got to go to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and get that money. I don't give a damn whether the devils come up and dance on their heads or not. We got to live by principles. We got to live by rules. We got to live by laws. And everybody can't just come and do what they want to do and get away with it. We got to start somewhere. Now, this is my point. This is my point. The county people cannot take responsibility for Brandon Samaka's personal matter. This is a personal matter. He tampered with the people's money. We cannot hold our country and our people hostages because of Brandon Samaka's mess. If y'all want to stop our country, y'all let's do it. We're going back to war because I see the same situation starting again. I see us going back into violence and unrest, instability because of stupidity. Because of stupidity. I do not support the tribal devils for this. I do not support the Lofa people for this. Brandon Samaka took the soldiers' money. They must get it back. They gotta get it back. Let him go sue Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. He should have done that a long time ago if he really wanted to get that position. But these people cannot hold our country hostage because of the corrupt practices of Brownie Samuka and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. I rest my case on that. Let me take my cover break and we'll start on my second topic. But this is against Liberia and Liberian people. This is against our sovereignty. This is against law and order in our country. For the country devil to come out and fight for Barney Samaka. Barney Samaka and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf got to take responsibility for their own criminal behavior. And we can't put our country in jeopardy because of that. It will not happen under my watch, and it shouldn't happen in Liberia today. I take a break. Free Liberians. Free Liberians. The people over us should not be over us. The people in our country today causing trouble, not supposed to be in our country today. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, Prince Johnson, George Bulley, all these people from the old era that caused us to be where we are now, not supposed to be over our country today. And they still are. And this is why we have not achieved progress and advancement, nor have we achieved peace and stability. Because these people from the old order, from 1980 to the day, these people still ruling our country. These people still want to dominate our governance. These people still want to lead us into chaos and violence and unrest and destruction of our country. We need new leadership. We need new leadership. We need new direction. We need new people to take over our country. We need new people. My only thing is, I don't know about Elliot Cummings them. I don't know about Elliot Cummings them. I don't know about Joe Walker them. I really don't. I really don't. These are some of the same people that be in Liberia and have contributed to the problem in our country today. I don't know. But all I know is we need a change in our country. We need new leadership. We need to sift out the elements of the past that got us where we are today. They're still in our country. They still rule our government. They still owe our society. Then we wonder why we can't grow, why we can't progress, why we can't advance, why the corruption is still embedded in our society, why every morning we wake up there's some kind of stealing and some kind of negativity, why there's so much unrest, instability in our country. We wonder why, because the people from the old order are still in our government, still over our governance, still in charge of a nation that they have destroyed. When the people destroy the nation themselves, how can they help us anymore? They can't help us because everything around them is of their own making. The destruction and negativity, they started, and we're fighting to get out. We're fighting to free ourselves. We're fighting, but it's so hard because the same people want to rule us forever under the die. This is our problem. We need a new breed of leadership, fresh leaders. These old people It's hard. It's hard because we do need new leadership. We need new people. And these old people are not letting new people come into the society because they will be afraid that we'll check on them. We'll audit them. We want to know where our money gone. How you got rich and the people got poor. That's what I want to know. How they got rich. And the rest of us stayed poor. So we got to free ourselves. We got to free ourselves of these old leaders. We got to free ourselves of corruption, of corrupting our minor. Look at all these children running around the street. No direction. Our leaders go into schools, have sex with the young girls. Now boys being involved too. Where our society going? Then we still have the Galpohkpa sweetheart and lonely thing. We can't do that. We got to free our country, man. We got to free our country. These people don't care about our young children, about our society. No, they don't. They come to commit all kind of acts and use the law to justify their actions. Steal our money under the color of law. Well, we've got a long way to go. And to free our people is a challenge. To free our people is a challenge for all of us because we got to speak out. We got to stand up for the injustices and against them. Or else we might as well just give it up because it's not in our best interests. But we got to take care of our country. We got to take care of our people. We got to get rid of all these corrupt leaders that continue to prey on us and our little children, corrupting our minors and misleading them astray because of money. Free Liberia. Free Liberia. We can't have these people from 1980 still ruling us, still want to cover the evil deed they did in 1980. All the wickedness they've been doing in our country from 1980 to today, they still want to cover it by staying in power, by having influence over the leadership of our country. It can't continue. It can't continue. So we got to take responsibility for ourselves and our leadership in our country. We got to punish our leaders and make sure they comply by the will of the Liberian people. Our will is not theirs. They either follow our will and they will see or relinquish their hold on our positions of government. But at some point in our lives, we got to take some serious action against our leaders, especially those that have proven not to have the competency to lead us to the next level. We can't sacrifice our people anymore, their livelihood, their conditions. We can't. So, free Liberians. Give my people a fighting chance for positive lives and living and livelihood. Free my people. Let me take a break. I'll be back on my last topic. I didn't even get into that. I'll be back. Let me cover my last topic for the day, and I'll see you all. Liberia is like a forsaken nation where we are all just turned our back on our nation and our people. Our country is like a forsaken nation where we see all the people dysfunctional, the lifestyle corrupt, the leaders not taking into consideration the plight of our people and the sufferings and the heartaches, but yet they have no problem going after our coffers and taking our money and destroying our wealth and resources like it's theirs. We can't continue on this path. We are a forsaken nation and a forsaken people. And we have made too many sacrifices to let our nation fall to bandits and robbers. We have come too far, fought too hard. Too many people dead. And our nation is in a state of stagnation. Not moving forward, not moving at all. In a state of stagnation. And we can't be like this. We come too far, too hard, and too long to just come and sit down and let our nation die with foolishness. Look at what's going on in Lofa country that was stopping our country's democracy, progress, and advancement. We can't continue this. We'll not benefit from anything. We not see the fruit of our society realized. It will hurt us and our children. So, participating in our leadership is paramount to ensuring our equal protection, equal rights, pursuits of happiness in this nation. If we don't, will push us back in the 1960s and 1950s when only a few people benefited from everything that was Liberian. And the rest of us were struggling to understand this new democracy that has taken over our country. So here we are again, faced with the prospects of a dying nation. Are we, the men and women, to resurrect Liberia, to raise it the way it should be today? Are we, the men and women, left with the responsibilities of our fathers and mothers to restructure our broken nation, to uplift our broken down people? Are we the ones? We got to demonstrate that we are, if we are. We got to show the world that we are, if we are. Because nothing operates in a vacuum. And if we must free ourselves, we must understand that we got to come out. We got to speak out. We got to stand up and demand the changes we want in our country. Because this is our time to demand these changes. This is our time to ensure that government lives up to the will of the people. And where we are now, we have some dire problems that need to be resolved. And it all rests on the leadership. My class is done. Have a good weekend. I'll talk to you tomorrow. And whatever we have, let it be a new day. Have a good day.